Hey, do you use gauze as makeshift hand wraps? Have you ever wanted to punch someone so hard you cured their hemorrhoids?
Snap out of it!
Well, congratulations, you might be a mercy monk. But what is a mercy monk? Well, grab yourself some leeches for getting the ghosts out of blood, try to explain that chakra points are real to some skeptical med students, and make sure you heal up those Fight Club bruises before you come back to the party, because
Sometimes love don't feel like it should, baby. Hurts so good.
life. It's a weird thing, right? Where does it come from? What does it mean? Where is it going? These are all questions no one has a clear answer for, but we can make some guesses nonetheless. For many monks of religious or healing orders, an individual's life force is connected to their ki, an ever-present but unseeable energy that permeates our body. Some people refer to this as chakra, others simply refer to it as a living energy, and yet some other blasphemers out there call it midi-chlorians? Ew. In any case, it's this energy that gives monks both their physical strength, but can also unlock secrets to much, much more. The Way of Mercy monk has developed their ki to an unrivaled level of mastery, giving them not only precise control of the ki within their own body, but also the ki within others. Mercy monks can use this to quickly heal wounded allies, gifting their energy to others in times of need, or if need be, dole out punishment to those who've done you wrong. You are a bringer of both life and death, a monk who balances on the tightrope between healing and harm. There is no Hippocratic oath here. If you choose to walk the way of the mercy monk, darkness and light are equally yours to do with what you see fit. But to those who dare harm your patients, be warned. The doctor is in. But first, do you dream of being a pirate from a different reality? Have you ever felt the urge to set sail on a nautical adventure throughout the plains? Well then, let me introduce to you Ghostfire Gaming's new book, Aetherial Expanse, Dreams of the Drowned God. This 5e campaign setting is made with 2024 in mind, and brought to us by Will Doyle, creator of Wild Beyond the Witchlight, Rime of the Frost Maiden, and more. Experience the wonder of a multi-planar point crawl saga on your very own ship, the Storm Maiden, as you discover secrets, collect clues, and journey through adventure after adventure. Each new plane has unique inhabitants, challenges to conquer, and so much more, but be warned, because your decisions can shape the world around you, and whether or not you support certain faction could lead the planes into peace or all-out war. To get your hands on Aetherial Expanse, Dreams of the Drowned God, all you have to do is go to the Kickstarter page and hit that join button. Just remember to use the link below to tell them Yimba sent ya. A huge planes-hopping thank you to Ghostfire Gaming and the Aetherial Expanse team for sponsoring the show. And now, back to the video. So you want to double major in kickboxing in med school. How would you get started? Well, the best place is, of course, as a monk. Monks have trained their bodies to peak athleticism, giving them both incredible abs and the agility to avoid taking hits. So we immediately grab unarmored defense, making our AC equal to our dex and whiz mods, and allowing us to bob and weave attacks as we sew up some stitches. We also get martial arts to do a bunch of neat stuff, like use dex instead of strength for unarmed strikes, and use a bonus action to make an additional unarmed strike. But this is especially important for us, as compared to many of our monk brethren, we are the most hands-on, so to say. At second level, we find the key to, well, ki, giving us a few moves we can pull off by spending ki points that equal our monk level. Things like Patient Defense to take the dodge action as a bonus action, Step of the Wind to dash and double our jump distance, or Flurry of Blows to take an additional punch on our bonus action unarmed strike. We also get Unarmored Movement to add 10 feet to our movement speed, which increases as we get more monk stuff, and Dedicated Weapon, which we probably won't use unless you add some sword swipes between smashing teeth. But it's finally third level where we start learning that ki isn't all about kicking ass. It's sometimes about curing ass? Okay, that wasn't my best one. But essentially all the time and effort we put into honing our natural energies has allowed us to access it in new and unique ways. This gives us the twin abilities, the Hands of Healing and the Hands of Harm. Now as an action, we can choose to heal a creature a number of hit points equal to our monk die plus our wisdom modifier by spending a key point, which means a D4 at this level but graduates to a D10 later on. However, during the use of our Flurry of Blows, we can also do this move for free by replacing one of the attacks in that flurry. This This is perfect for a monk that likes to stick to the front lines, as not only can we heal ourselves if we took a nasty hit that round, but we can also slap our homies succulent cheeks and heal them too, while still cracking bad guys right in the face. Speaking of which, while landing a hit, we can also spend ki to deal extra damage to our opponents by disrupting their ki entirely. Once per turn, if we land an attack, we can spend a ki point to deal a bonus roll of our monk die plus our wisdom, which if you've maxed out wisdom and dexterity at any point in this build, that is a guaranteed 10 points of damage per smack, plus 2d4, 2d6, 2d8, or 2d10, depending on your monk level. But that's still not all. Because knowing what to do with those hands is only half the battle, we still need to know how to look fly as hell. So with our Implements of Mercy, we'll grab proficiency with a herbalism kit as well as the insight and medicine skills. But we also take up the tradition of many monastic healers and don a spooky ass mask. This is dope as hell in terms of flavor, although technically speaking, you don't have to wear it if you don't want to. But if you choose to, you can grab anything from a skull to a butterfly, all the way to those bird masks old creepy doctors wore to not catch the plague. Third level also means deflect missiles, just in case we want to catch bullets out of the air and toss them back, as well as slow fall at level 4 to never be caught taking falling damage, as we can pull off some dope monk stuff and stick the landing no issue. And I guess we also get quickened healing, but since we're a mercy monk, we're way better off just punching ourselves in the face. So that means it's 5th level for extra attack for 2 attacks per round, 3 with a bonus action, and 4 with a flurry of blows, which those last 2 can be swapped in for a healing or harming attack whenever we want. As well as a stunning strike, probably the craziest monk feature, letting you spend a ki point to damage the opponent's internal ki flow, stunning that creature until the end of your next turn if they fail the constitution saving throw. 6th level means ki empowered strikes, meaning we can cold cock ghosts, but I doubt we can heal them since they're kinda dead, but it's also where we develop our Physician's Touch. Now anytime we use our Healing Hands feature, we can cure that same creature of blindness, deafness, paralyzation, poison, or stunning for free, which comes in very handy against bad guys with tons of CC. But if we're feeling nasty, we can also use the Harming Hand to infect an enemy's ki, to give them the poison condition until the start of your next turn. No save. Period. Meaning unless that creature is completely immune to being poisoned, that target has disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks for the round, or until you reapply it. 7th level means evasion to take only half damage on a failed dex save and no damage on successful ones, as well as stillness of mind to spend your action to end the effect of a charm or frighten on yourself. 9th level gives us an upgrade to the unarmored movement to let us run up walls and over water, pretty dang cool. 10th level gives us purity of body to make us immune to disease so we can help out those most infectious without having to worry about contamination, but it's level 11 where we begin to start taking our dual nature seriously with flurry of healing and harm. Now during your flurry of blows, each attack can be healing, giving you and your allies a bigger boost, or if you spend one of those attacks to use your Hand of Harm, you can do so for free without spending extra ki, which now opens you up to spend ki on other things like more flurries or plenty of stunning strikes on every attack in your 4-attack combo, and that's kinda just nasty. Level 13 gives us Tongue of the Sun and Moon, letting you understand all spoken languages. Very nifty for treating patients in a foreign land, or shit-talking enemies that couldn't understand you before.
Basically, run.
Diamond Soul at level 14 makes us proficient in all saving throws, and we can spend a ki point to reroll a failed save if we need to. And Timeless Body at level 14 makes us impervious to the effects of aging, relying on only our own ki. But we get our final Mercy Monk ability at level 17 with the Hand of Ultimate Mercy. Now anytime we come across a creature that has recently died, we can spend our action and 5 ki points to bring it right back to life, as well as give it 4d10 plus our Wisdom modifier in hit points. And on top of that, cure that creature of any condition that our Healing Hands can already cover. That's kind of insane, actually, and since we can do it once a day for free, look out, Meemaw, you're sticking around a nice long time. I'm not letting you take the dirt nap without that famous cookie recipe, you old bat. Or I guess you could use it on a downed ally without having to spend money on revivifies or something. But that brings us to our last two abilities, with Empty Body to turn invisible and become resistant to force damage, or cast Astral Projection on ourselves. It's an odd ability and I think most people don't bother with it. Same with Perfect Self at level 20, which lets us regain 4 key points when rolling initiative, which is way too low. But anyway, does the Way of Mercy Monk heal this old soul? The Way of Mercy Monk is a really interesting combination of combat and support that you don't usually see out of the Lizards of the Lake. In fact, I'm pretty impressed with how well all these elements come together to create something interesting and useful. You can pretty much crank out the same damage as most other monks, and in some cases much more, and also aren't held back from healing when you need to. Add on top of that the fact that your monk has insane movement speed, and you can spend your turn punching dudes, ducking out of danger, healing your friend, and then punching another dude, all in one turn. You have the mobility and the flexibility to be both a great combat medic type healer, picking up people who've dropped, while still dealing the consistent damage you need to, and that's kind of amazing. If that wasn't enough, the Mercy Monk also comes packed with flavor, as you can act like a local healer that's also great with her hands, and not have to dip into Paladin or Cleric. In fact, I think the Mercy Monk should set the example that being a healing subclass and a martial at the same time can really work out. You just have to understand how to utilize your abilities efficiently. I also love how this subclass takes the route of upgrading the same ability over and over instead of piling you up with tons of random things. Your main tool being your healing and harmful hands makes you a very practical up-close fighter, but as we get better with them, you are able to pull off more stuff, and that's just cool. Also, that free poison condition is a nightmare for a DM. Disadvantage on all attacks is bad enough, but get the Barbarian in the mix kicking you off cliffs, and this starts becoming one of the baddest abilities in the party. Every session from now on is Shield Guardians and Green Dragons. That's it. Poison that, assholes. But I guess to summarize, the Way of Mercy Monk may be one of the best monks from this era of D&D, and I think it still holds up. You've got hands for days, heals for everybody, and can pull off some pretty sick combos to boot. Just try to fight the urge to mix in a heal in between punches for the world's most brutal series of knockouts. So if you can heal some guy's blindness and then put him in the morgue, are immune to the plague but wear this bird mask for the drip, and are hoping to become an incredible doctor someday, you just need to have some patience, guess what? You might be a Mercy Monk. Hey guys, thank you all so much for watching. This episode was all about healing, so remember to take some time for yourself. Physical healing isn't the only kind of healing out there. Mental healing is also important, so if you need to take that sick day, don't worry about your boss being mad at you or whatever. Take it. You ain't gonna get it back anyway. But if you like what I do, you can support the channel in all kinds of great ways, like commenting, hitting that like button, or subscribing. And if you want to support the channel just a little bit more, you can do so like all these awesome people here on screen, and get your name up here for just $1 with top-tiered patrons getting games DM'd by me. So to those guys, Sora, Sin, King Osiris, Miles Nut Yards, Tedzy, Spider Lover, Yuki, John Spees, Epic Medic, Spellslinger, and Copper Dragon, you all are the best. To everybody else, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon.